Writing is the expression of ideas in an organized and purposeful manner. If you talk about effective writing, so effective writing is not about sounding impressive, but about being clearly understood. So when we talk about good writing doesn't happen by chance. It is the result of careful planning, drafting, and revision. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. I'm Shivabrata Nayak, and in today's session, so what I'm going to discuss the course three uh, professional writing of plus three third semester. So this is the mm, one of the very important uh, topic which is newly introduced to the UG students, right? So this professional writing uh, that covers with what means writing definition and requirements, writing process like pre-writing, writing, and post-writing. So basic writing skills and plain English, isn't it? So these are the things which you find out in your unit one, right? Similar to that, you have also unit two, unit three, right? So let me tell you, um, in this particular session, which will definitely help you a lot. So, if you have gone through my means earlier one also, um, which was covered on ma- mass media communication, so that lesson also useful or also helped a lot to many of the students. So I hope this particular lesson also help you in the same manner. Fine, let's proceed with it. So the thing is that the first one is indicating about means professional writing. So the question comes out means uh, writing, isn't it? So what do you mean by writing definition and requirement? So if I talk about writing, writing is a systematic process. Writing is a systematic process of what expressing ideas. So it expresses ideas, information, and also you can consider it um, emotions in a structured, coherent, and also purposeful written form to communicate effectively with a specific audience, isn't it? So, if I talk about that, what writing is all about, writing is a systematic process of expressing ideas, process of means you can say that expressing information and expressing emotions in a structured, uh, coherent, and purposeful written form to communicate. Um, you can say that effectively with a specific audience. So, writing is not merely putting words, right? So, writing is not merely putting words on paper. It is, you can say that what a professional craft. It is a professional craft that requires planning, that requires clarity of thought, clarity of purpose, even audience awareness, and you can say that what revision. Um, so you can say that what writing serves practical practical functions such as informing, persuading, convincing, then after instructing and recording. So these are the things that the writing does, isn't it? So if I am talking about uh, literature and art of communication. So what I find out here means literature and art of communication that that views writing as what you can say that writing as both an art and a communicative uh, act, right? Art and a communicative act. Act means called as action. So where language and also you can say that structure, language, structure, tone, and you can talk about the style, isn't it? So language, structure, tone, context also, those of the things together create meaning, right? So writing becomes what? Writing becomes effective only when the writer understands the relationship between what you can say that message, medium, and reader, right? So all total in professional writing skills, you can say that what writing is defined. Writing is defined as a what? A reader centered, isn't it? Writing is defined as a reader centered, aimed at producing clear, concise, and purposeful documents. Purposeful documents for whom? Now, purposeful documents for professional and you can say that workplace context, right? So, in that case, if I say in short, writing is a deliberate, goal oriented act of communication. Now, when you say that deliberate, goal oriented act of communication, it means that combines language skills, that combines language skills, logical thinking, and audience awareness. Right. So, in that case, if I talk about what the requirement of good writing, we can write anything. We can means share to anyone through the message, through the chat, isn't it? But if you talk about that, we are talking about professional writing. So, in that case, good writing, especially professional writing, requires what? You can say that good writing, professional writing requires, you can say that some of the essential elements. What are those elements? The first one is called as a purpose. Now, when we say that purpose, it means I'm talking about every piece of writing that must have a clear objective, whatever you are writing. So you must have an object. Let's say that a student is writing an application to the headmaster, right? So that can be called as a, for the sake of leave application, right or not? The purpose is to take a leave. So if you can talk about that you want to participate in a sports, so in a means a particular game, so you also want to take the permission for that also you write means any kind of application or you send an email, isn't it? So even in the means you can say that in offices notices are shared. So the purpose is what? The purpose is nothing but called as something that has to inform, something that has to persuade, something means that has to explain, something that you can say that what instruct, isn't it? So that is why if you talk about means one of the greatest professional expert whose name is called as a Malone, Malone, Malone. So who emphasizes what? That writing without purpose, you can say that that leads to what? Confusion. Because if you don't have any means object or a purpose, so why are you writing any of the means uh, means any of the writing things? So and if you have written also something that will without any purpose, so then without any object, then that will definitely create confusion and weak communication, right or not? So therefore means when we write certain things that must carry the purpose. Second, it's called as audience awareness. Somewhere I pointed that means your writing must be reader centered, not the writer centered. So, in that case, when we talk about audience awareness, it means I'm talking about effective writing considers what? Means who you are writing, isn't it? So, who the reader is. So what the reader needs, right? And third is called as the reader's level of knowledge. The reader's level of knowledge and what does the reader expect or expectations, isn't it? So in that case, let's say that if you are writing any of the story, so your story is made for the sake of whom? Children, right? If you have written certain essays, certain motivational means speech that is made for the young age people, isn't it? So in that case, if you have written letter to your parents, so it means somewhere when we write any kind of a thing that must have written to the reader, right? So we need to understand who we are writing. So when we understand that who we are writing, so in that case, what does the reader need? Isn't it? Let's say that a child or a means a student who wants to read the story to get the entertainment to develop the English language skills. Isn't it similar to that? Um, a letter you write to the means parents, and a letter write to the or an application writes to the means principal is carrying the different kind of you know a different kind of a format as well as a different kind of means tone and styles, isn't it? So um, application needs polite, whereas a letter you put it like a friendly manner, right? So in that case, we need to also understand the reader's level of knowledge and expectation. So therefore, when we talk about audience awareness, I'm talking about three of the things: who the reader is, what the reader needs. Third is called as the reader's level of knowledge and expectation, isn't it? So because it highlights that uh, one's professional writing must be, must be reader focused, not writer focused, like I told you. So therefore, then beside this purpose, audience awareness, the third one is called as a clarity, right? So when we talk about clarity, clarity means simple sentence structure. So you don't need to, means use hi-fi language. So means because as I told you, your purpose and audience awareness. When you talk about audience awareness, you need to know that who the reader is, right? What does the reader need? Got my point? So therefore, when we talk about clarity, it means it must have a simple sentence structure, precise vocabulary, clear vocabulary, avoidance of any confusion to be to the point, or to be written information directly, and to to be given information in a straightforward, and do not need to put any kind of unnecessary information, reduplication, or called as a run-on sentence, or you talk about that using jargon a lot, isn't it? So therefore, when we talk about clear writing, that ensures that the message is easily understood. The message is easily understood on fast reading, because if your writing is not being understood by the reader, then it is no use. Got my point? So therefore, means your writing must have a purpose. Your writing must be made on the basis of the reader center. And third is called as it must carry the clarity, right? So then the next is called as organization and structure. When I say organization and structure, it means I'm talking about good writing follows a logical structure, right? Good writing follows a logical structure. Like you can talk about uh, introduction, then development of ideas, then we talk about conclusion, right? So because that is what the means structure, right? Because the Cambridge test suggests what, or text stresses what, stresses that organization, if you have written certain things in an organized manner, that helps readers to follow the writer's thought process smoothly, isn't it? Let's say that if you are writing any of the essay, you first try to elaborate or justify the title in the first paragraph. You try to give the topic sentence or justify the topic sentence. Second paragraph is nothing but trying to give the elaboration. And third sentence is nothing but an example. And paragraph is somehow called as a summing of everything, try to point out the conclusion, isn't it? So hence we can we can say that what means good writing follows a logical structure, introduction, development of ideas, and conclusion. They will be known as the organization and structure of the writing, right? Then we talk about coherence and cohesion. So, what coherence and cohesion means? If I say coherence and cohesion, coherence is called as a logical flow of ideas, right? Whereas cohesion is called as a use of conjunctions, connectors, what you can say that transitions and reference words, right? So it means if I talk about coherence, like I said, what does the first paragraph introduce? The event introduce the what you can say that character protagonist introduced means the kind of action, right? Introduce the ideas, introduce the topic title, right? Or topic sentence. So, whereas second paragraph is nothing but elaborating that. Third paragraph, where it tries to give some examples, evidence, facts, right? And the last one that provides with the conclusion, a summing of everything. But how does the paragraph connect with another paragraph? You can say that through the certain discourse marker, certain connectors, certain what you can say that transitions and certain reference words. And these connectors, transitions, and reference words, like you can say that we know that some conjunction words, right, which are also known as discourse markers, some what you can say that relative pronoun words. So let's say that and, as well as or you talk about but, though, although, yet, however, or you talk about or neither nor, or you talk about mm, means due to, because of. Um, so these are the words which are generally make the simple sentence into compound sentence and compound sentence to complex sentence. And these elements that actually bind sentences and paragraphs into a meaningful whole, right? Okay, so next is called as accuracy and correctness. So why do we talk about accuracy and correctness? See that you have written certain things with a purpose. You have also put means what you can say that you have written on the basis of the reader's point of view. Your thought is also clear. And you also use a certain grammatical connectors and other things, right? But look into it. If that text, that application, that memorandum, that notice, that application, that email, or that story, that bio sketch, right? That notice having with some kind of a incorrect grammar, or you talk about improper punctuation marks, or you can say that the facts and data that you have used is not correct, then what will happen? So that will lose the credibility. Credibility means trust. Reader will lose the trust. And you can talk about that what means readers find out a kind of a means a not proper professionalism, isn't it? So therefore, Professional writing demands what? Means correct grammar, right? Proper punctuation marks, accurate data, and means you can say facts that you must collect from the recent means sites or internet sites, isn't it? That is what you need to clearly remember. Then finally we come to the next one that called as appropriate tone and style, isn't it? Now, when we say that appropriate tone and style, it means um, tone that must suit the context, right? So, like you, if you are writing any kind of a report, application, emails, isn't it? So you need to understand when you write reports or applications, so they are formals, right? So whereas emails are nothing but semi-formals. So that must carry neutral and objective in professional settings. Now, when I say neutral, it means um, you are not going to use the flattery terms or flattery words, or you shall not also use certain words which will too biased or something which will uh, go hatred or means dislike to the person who is reading or who is um, you know um, who is whom you supposed to provide. So in that case, style should be consistent and suitable for the purpose, right? Then we talk about the conciseness. What do you mean by conciseness? Conciseness means called as a uh, short, clear, short, right? And not to, make your writing lengthy. So, Natasha Turk, who is again called as one of the means professional experts who strongly advocates that what the brevity without loss of meaning. When I say brevity without loss of meaning, it means that brevity means short. So your writing must be short, but it covers everything. So one can easily understandable, right? Or easily one can easily understand what you try to present. So one doesn't need repetition or excessive information because those are the things weaken the professional documents, isn't it? So that is what one has to carefully observe. Then we talk about the ninth, that is known as a revision and editing. So when I say that revision and editing means I do understand that uh, it's a process, right? Revision and editing means what? Writing is a process, not a one-step activity. You don't do it uh, means once in a month or once in a year, right? So it is a kind of if you want to get a clarity, flow, accuracy, then one must have a habit, create the habit, right? So like you can say that what Malone again. So Malone emphasizes rewriting as a core skill of professional writers. So, if you want to show the writing expertise, then you must have a means must have created habit to it. So you means you need to consider writing becomes an important skill of yours, right? So every time you write something, you review that, you revise that, right? All such kind of a things that you supposed to do. Now, coming to the next one, which is known as a means conclusion. So finally, in this particular session, we understand that what writing is all about. Writing is a disciplined communicative skill, right? So that requires planning, clarity, structure, and revision. So you can say that what the prescribed means unit or text means that collectively stress the effective what you can say effective writing is nothing but a purposeful driven or purpose driven, audience oriented, and professionally, what you can say, executed. So, mastery of these requirements, you can say that enable writers to communicate ideas clearly and persuasively, or making somebody convinced um, in academic, literary, and professionally executed. Right? So, that is what you would find out in this